Hi everybody, I got a haircut. Hope you like it. I mean, I like it. So I figured I'd do a vlog because we have this dry spell from here until August. We're gonna make it right. But I figured we'd talk a couple of subjects. So last week I did a opinion piece that seems to be getting some pretty good reviews and some pretty good feedback. So I appreciate that, everybody. Keep the feedback coming. Always love that. There was a follow-up by Z3RO to complain about the online harassment that he got. Yeah, one should complain about that. That's all of that is just holistically unacceptable. To go on the Twitters and yell and make threats at people when even I said in my video that maybe we should try the alternative and, you know, be nice, maybe be accepting and encouraging and just, I don't know, see what comes out of that. But in the opinion piece, he goes in and talks about things like news value and the things that they should consider before they run a story. News value, I'm assuming meaning how many clicks your site gets, but other things like the considerations that you make that maybe think about the impact that article can have. But when I think about that impact, Jason, did you really consider any of those things before you ran that article? So also in the article, he goes into sort of throwing the community under the bus and the Redditors and things like that. Of course, because of your article, the place went batshit insane with speculation and things like that. Let's divorce the harassment from the confusion and anger that caused. Because we could always say that that harassment is unacceptable. That's a given, of course. But when you throw an entire community under the bus and paint them with a broad brush as toxic and angry and abusive, where's the fairness in that? So then there was another article that popped up later in the week talking about No Man's Sky, not so much in general, but generally the community, how video games industry created its own cult of toxic fans by Phil Owen. So I researched this Phil Owen on Twitter, and it just seems like this person may be a little bit toxic himself. This was on the Rap website. I'm not exactly sure how big this website is or how important it is, and I didn't really think to dig too much into that, but it made quite a splash on Reddit, made quite a splash in other areas, and he basically goes in and sort of indirectly compares the gaming community and the audience of video games to like Donald Trump supporters and stuff like that. It's just kind of insane. And here's my complaint about this whole thing. You've got your Gamergates, you've got your industry haters, you've got the assaulters, you've got the harassers, things like that. But then you really have to think about how small that community is in that kind of audience, in that kind of broad group of people. And for you to paint that entire group of people as toxic and insane is unfair to the medium and unfair to gamers themselves. It's no wonder people get offended when you call them a gamer, and that offends me because we're gamers. We play games. But I go to movies. I'm not a movieer. What? What? I'm gonna do a piece on that later. I've been in the plans for that one for a while, trust me. You can't keep painting these folks in a broad general thing. You've got your Call of Duty community, which, you know, has a pretty large chunk of its fans that are pretty toxic. I mean, I would hate to be your Robert Bowlings and your Glenn Schofields of the Call of Duty world that are just trying to make games because, you know, they're passionate and they like it. They unfortunately work for Activision, but that's just the medium that we're at. It's not to justify it, but I also mentioned the piece that I did last week that Twitter allows for this stuff to happen. Even if they're kind of just closing their ears to it, this is the problem that we have, is that Twitter just allows a vehicle for these assholes to just jump online and assault people and do all of these crazy threats and things like that with no recourse, with no action. You can report these accounts as many times as you want, and unless something bad happens, they're not gonna pay attention because freedom of speech. Again, let's divorce freedom of speech from being a total dickwad. It only took Jason publishing that story and all of the backlash that it got for Twitter to finally ban that one dude's account that was doing a majority of the harassment and threats. Folks, in the journalism, you wouldn't get such a bad light and you wouldn't get such disrespect if you would just stop throwing shade on the majority of the gaming community when it isn't the majority of the gaming community that's causing the problems. Oh, with that, wow, I just went on a really long rant there. Whew. But now I want to talk about some things I'm excited about, because there is a silver lining in June, even though we're not getting No Man's Sky. And that silver lining I have been waiting for 20 years for. That's right, folks, Independence Day coming June 24th, Independence Day Resurgence. Folks, it's like a dream come true. If they were to if the Wachowski siblings were to finally make a Matrix sequel, I could die a happy man. I could die happy. My life is complete, fully fulfilled. I am perfectly happy with where my life ended up at that point. So June 24th, going to be day one in the theaters for that one. I'm so excited, folks. And I know there's quite a number of my viewers that might be like, ah, what a dumb movie. And you know what? That's kind of the point. It didn't need to be too deep. It didn't need to be groundbreakingly Citizen Kane level of awesome, but it served its purpose. And Independence Day really landed in a point in my life where it just resonated perfectly. As a young teenager, I obsessed over this movie for who knows why, but it just, you ever just have something resonate with you, like No Man's Sky, for instance, where you just, the anticipation and then the effect that it had on you as a person growing up, whether it be creativity or whatnot. I did drawings and things like that. It was just craziness how much I loved that movie. So that's going to be huge, and I can't wait for that to come out. And I'm probably going to do some impressions on the channel afterward. That's my next big thing on the road to No Man's Sky. So lastly, I just wanted to say thanks for all the support on the channel. I started this about a little more than a year ago with Cosmic Confusion video, and wow, things kind of took off from there. So I can't say how much I appreciate all of that support as we're about to cross 1,400 subscribers. So thanks for all the positive feedback, and thanks for all the thumbs up and the shares and things like that. Don't forget to give me a like if you like the channel, if you like the content that I put out. Also know that every once in a while, I might put up a live stream of something. I know I just did Rainbow Six Siege, I did Halo 5, a couple of games that I'm really into now, even though Siege is a Ubisoft game, and if you know me, you know how much I complain about Ubisoft. But the big thing is if you're into live streaming, I'm also working on tweaking the live streaming thing and getting that ready for No Man's Sky, because I'm going to probably be doing a lot of that. Also, finally, if you have any questions for me, I like to do a Q&A session as well. So pop all your questions into the comments section down below. Crazy, not crazy, sane, interesting, funny, whichever. I'll address them all at some point. But other than that, folks, thanks for hanging out with me today, and I guess we wait until August 9th. That means I have to go outside and enjoy the weather and the heat and a public pool or something. Or, like I said in a couple of videos ago, I can just go into a hype-induced coma, right? Is that a thing? Is that possible? Can somebody just and then just have me sleep for 2 months? Can we do that? See everybody next week.